Hey, what's up, y'all? This is the Will and the Sean Show. And Will, how are you?
I am great. How are you?
I'm amazing. It's almost October. It's fall. I'm ready for it. I'm
Yes, I'm
so
so
over this
ready for
heat.
fall, and I am a
So over
summer
the heat.
person.
I'm
However,
not.
as I've gotten older now, I'm becoming a fall person, a fall
Someone's
Atlanta person, because fall in Chicago and other places were kind of cold.
someone said that once you grow up, there's no reason to like the summer. You're not out of school. You got to work all the time. It's not like you can just be out doing stuff all the time. You at work,
I
so
disagree.
I don't because I hate summer.
Let me tell you why. Because there's more events in the summertime than there is in any other season.
It's a lot in fall too.
Yeah, well, it's like that comfy, cozy sweater weather kind
I
of.
love that. Yes,
Like I love
and
that, but
spring. I
those
love
are those
spring
kind of
too.
um
Mm.
the events that's geared to. In the summer, there's so many concerts and
It's concerts all the time.
no, but like outside concerts and stuff.
It'd be hot.
And
But anyway,
people go stand outside.
so we want to talk about. Will thinks that people need to stop making music after a certain age, basically.
I did not say that, but what I did say is
Right.
that sometimes the legends, if you are as solidified in your career, when you put out music later on, it does not always hit the same. So it makes me believe to and question you to ask you, should legends continue to make music after their prime?
Well, who determines when their prime is?
The fans as well as the industry.
Okay.
And the reason why I say that is because don't get me wrong, we can still also listen to their music forever and still have that same feeling. However, when you put out new music, it doesn't hit the same. Unless it has to be good. I always say anybody can come out, even legends and stuff like that can come out. It has to be a hit.
I feel like it's not supposed to hit the same.
No, what I mean is the feeling that you get. Like, ooh, you should start. You should have a feeling when you hit it.
I personally think one of the worst things that artists can do is try to recreate another album that already came out
Yeah, now I agree.
or another feeling.
I'm not saying that. I'm not saying you should create the same album over and over and over again because,
Mm.
of course, that's not going to work. What I'm saying is like, if I listen to an album, if Sade came out with an album and that album was like, it make you feel something. It's like,
Mhm.
wow, like you feel like that. But when you listen to an album, like it was cool.
But I feel like I understand what you're saying, but
Maybe
I
I'm not coming off right.
okay, I get it.
Okay.
I get what you're saying, but I also feel like maybe they're not making the music for you. Maybe they're making it because that's what they want to do. They still want to express themselves. They still want to create. So they're putting out music because that's their passion. That's what they do.
Yeah, I mean they're artists, right? So they're
Yeah.
going to put out art.
Hmm.
And like I said, in this day and age now, especially a lot of these artists, especially our legacy artists, they are not independent. So I guess they are choosing the songs that they want to sing versus what the label wanted them to sing.
Yeah, they just making music for
So who makes the better decisions? Is it them or is it the label?
um
Because it seems like the label got you your hits and made you who you are. But now
not
that you
necessarily.
hold on, but now that you're independent, the
Right.
music sometimes don't hit the same.
But I feel like once you get to a certain age, your opinion is the only opinion that matters. Like once you in your 50s or 60s and you want to put out all this music and you have fans that's just at that point, if you're a big enough artist, you have fans that's just gonna like you. You just
Yeah,
got your
I mean, you're
core.
going to always have those fans like
Yeah.
Mariah, Janet, Whitney, all these people, Sierra, Beyonce, Rihanna,
They just got their core.
Madonna, Michael. Like even though
And some of those people you
even some of
name
them
are still kind of
are
young.
not here anymore.
Right.
And like some like I said, some of them are still young. However, like Brandy, Monica, they have already a built-in fan base,
Yeah.
right? But sometimes when I guess I hate to say this, when you kind of lose relevancy in
I
the
hate that
public,
word.
it kind
I
of like
do.
so when you do come out with new music, it's like because you're not keeping yourself like in the public eye. Even if you're not doing music, but if you're not kind of keeping yourself out in the public eye, people start to lose interest. So when you do release new music, people don't kind of care.
Right. And I can see where you're coming from with that, but I guess I will always be kind of an artist, meaning like I'm advocating for the people who do this because that's what they want to do. If I
Mhm.
want to put an album out and it's of a flute, Andre 3000, and that's what you want to do, I feel like you have every right to do whatever it is you want
But
to
even with
do.
that being said, with the flute album, how many people listen to it, and how many people going back to about some, I'm putting that flute album on.
But I don't think that's what it's about. I think it's more so about artistic expression. And actually, that Flute album did good.
You know what? I gave it a listen. I actually enjoyed it. To be honest, is it something I'll put in my rotation? Probably not. But I did give it a listen.
Because you have to also realize we're naming people who have nothing to prove. Like,
yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Yeah. Again, it's like, yes, you are solidified in who you are, and you will always have, like I said, your fans. Mm-hmm. However, when you kind of like put out music, it's kind of like, I would hate to say lackluster or slightly mediocre. It's like, ugh. It kind of dims your stardom down to me a little bit.
I don't think so.
To me, it does.
Because if Stevie Wonder was to put an album out
and it didn't hit,
no one's expecting Songs in the Key of Life. Like, no, who's expecting that?
But we expected like, oh, what does Stevie sound like? What would Stevie sound like now?
Exactly.
But then people are like, well, Stevie put out this garbage.
I doubt very seriously they'll say that.
Do you know what world we live in?
I know what world we live in, but I still don't think people would say that about Stevie Wonder. And even if they did say it, I'm still on the side of Stevie Wonder can do whatever he want to do.
He definitely can.
If he want to sit up there and
because if he release an album, I'm definitely going to listen to it for sure.
And hum in the mic for 60 minutes.
He can have a whole album with him playing the harmonica, and we're gonna listen.
If that's what he want to do, if that's how he want to express himself, he has every right.
That is true. However, a lot of people are not gonna like that.
And no one's going to be big forever. No one's going to be. Everybody got their peak. That's every single person in this world,
except for Beyonce.
Beyonce has a peak too.
Eventually, right? She's going to reach a peak. Oh, we're going to get hurt.
I think Beyonce has peaked.
Oh,
yeah. Album sales wise, Beyonce has peaked.
Album sales, nobody's selling albums.
Yeah.
Like, let's be honest. No, since streaming is the major thing, nobody's really selling albums.
I don't think. At this point in Beyonce,
not like they used to. I'll say that. Not saying they're not selling albums. They're not selling albums like in the past. So that's over with.
At this point,
I don't expect none of those artists to. Sorry.
At this point in the artist like that career who has a huge catalog, when they're touring and doing all the things that they do to make the money, they're built. She's living off of her legacy at this point, not just Cowboy Carter. And that's every artist who's that big. They're not just living off of the
Renaissance was a good album.
They're not just living off of the last two albums. They're living off of everything that the legacy.
So, do you think she peaked at Cowboy Carter?
I think she peaked. To me, she peaked before that, in my opinion.
Renaissance was a hit.
I think those are good albums, but I don't think. Yeah, I think she peaked before that. I think she peaked before that. Yeah, I think she. To me,
so she's living off.
And I'm not saying those are bad.
So
albums.
Let me ask you this: albums, she's living off performance legacy at this point because she's a great performer. One of the greatest performances out now.
I think so. Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, I think.
So you saying the music ain't as good, but because you Beyonce and you great at performing, that's what keeps you at the top.
I'm not when you say music ain't as good. I think those last.
No, that's what you said.
Good.
Because I said when somebody says somebody peaked, it's like okay, you've hit your top and you're never gonna make anything greater.
So you don't think Beyonce has peaked yet?
No.
Really? I think they're better albums than his last two albums to me.
Name?
I think B-Day to me is my favorite Beyonce album. For me. That's just me. I can't speak for everybody else.
Okay.
But when I say peak, I think what has made her as an artist has already occurred, in my opinion.
Gotcha.
The style of Beyonce, the legacy of Beyonce has happened.
The entity of who Beyonce is. Absolutely. Now, of course, she's a legacy artist at this point.
You can continue to put out stuff, do new stuff, try new stuff, and it could be amazing.
But what if it flops?
It might.
But that's what I'm saying. It's like Beyonce making an album. Just say whatever Act 3 is. Act 3 don't be good. People are like, ooh. But people are gonna be like, oh my God, it's great because it's Beyonce, right? But what if it's actually really like, ooh, why did you do this?
And what constitutes a flop? Like the word flop, what does that mean? Because there are albums that outstream these last two albums.
Like the music is not good.
So there are albums that were good that flop, and there are albums that weren't good that didn't flop. So to me, it's all subjective, in my opinion.
Gotcha.
But yeah, I just feel like artists should be able to do what they want to do. Because at this point, you're experimenting. Like she undid so much shit.
Yeah.
Why not do a country album? Why not do a rock album? She probably bored with R&B at this point. Why not do a pop dance?
Because she really,
album?
Literally,
like she's done R&B. She's done. Mainstream.
At this point. She has to.
Why not?
Yeah. She has to start jumping in other genres. She got to put a bluegrass. Because
she's probably bored. Like why not?
Yeah.
And
she
when
probably
you're
uninspired too.
And that's why I say, when artists get to a certain point, that's an artistic like expression. They want to be creative. They want to do stuff. They're not worried about. I'm sure she's not worried about. Oh, I got to make sure I sound this way because they're gonna think this. No,
But
she's
you,
just going there and having a good
but I
time. To
also
me,
believe that any artist, even the legacy ones, they still, because it is still their baby, right? They
right?
still, when they put their music out, they want it to be successful.
Of course, yeah,
Like I want that. I still feel like they want some kind of acclaim
of,
because they still gonna submit them albums to the Grammys
of
to be
course.
considered.
But their integrity at this point in their career, like she's done what she needed to do.
Again, are you doing it for the love of the music or are you doing it for the acclaim?
When I listen to her music, to me, it sounds like she loves it. To me, I think she's doing it because
I
she
feel the same.
loves
I do
it.
feel
Yeah.
like she's still. That's why I say I don't feel like she peaked per se because I feel
Mm.
like I said in your definitions, yes, right, of her solidifying herself, yes. But as far as like she still loves it, and you can tell.
But just because you love it, don't mean you ain't peaked. You know?
Well, you're
And
right.
when I say
Well,
peak, I don't mean Beyonce's on the decline. I mean like I said,
that's what it sounds like.
what has made her has already happened.
Gotcha.
In my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, we don't know what the future holds. You
That's
know,
true.
who knows?
Because she probably ready to retire, to be honest. She might be, but she still like she love it. She still like she having fun,
Right, and that's all that matters.
and she's probably still got contracts to fulfill. So you
You
know how that
know,
go.
so but yeah, but I don't know. To me, but yeah, I think it's cool when artists do different stuff and experiment and try new sounds and stop caring about that cage that the industry puts them in because they want everybody to sound a certain way and be a certain way for their whole career. And that
True.
really prevents people from being creative and growing and trying new things.
True.
So,
But a lot of the legacy artists have grown because they've tried new things.
of course, yeah,
Like
yeah.
that's what made them kind of solidified them in who they are. They
Right,
just didn't stick to one thing. They did have some pushback and fought their way to try out something else.
right. So, I feel like that's almost a part of all of their stories. You know, they all went through.
Yeah.
You know, I wanted to do this, but they didn't want. They wouldn't let me do
They
it, so I
said
just
no.
released it anyway.
Yeah.
That was the best album yet.
And right. And that's what's so
story,
funny.
right?
That's what's so funny.
Right.
It's like what do you know better or do they know better? Because sometimes the industry don't know, but the label don't know better. And like you said, they either leak it and it become a big hit and a big thing.
Yeah. So, either way, I'm rooting for everybody. Okay.
Same.
I got to end with that.
I am. However, y'all, will you all my legacy artists, because I love y'all and I am going to give it a listen.
Mm-hmm.
But I would like something that's I can go back to more than once.
Mm-hmm.
I'll just say that.
And I'm gonna end with: at a certain age, you're making music for yourself.
Because two artists have released that I've listened to, but I have not revisited their music yet.
Right.
I'm going to, but I was like, wow, why haven't I gone back and give this a second listen?
I also feel like I look at artists as painters and not so much as pop star artists. So to me, an album is a portrait. So every portrait's not going to be the same. It's not going to give the same energy. It's not going to feel the same way.
You know what? I look at it as in like authors, right? As far as like book authors.
Yeah, something
Because
like that.
albums, well, from what I'm used to, they used to tell stories, right? It take you from a journey from the beginning to the end, and because we really don't have that anymore, which is sad. But when they do put out music now, if you don't, every book don't hit, right? Every book is not your genre, and I'll just say that,
right?
Because I might not be into romance. I might be into horror. You know what I'm saying? I might be into a murder mystery.
Right.
And sometimes they might come out with a fantasy book that I might not be, a fantasy quote unquote, to me, in my mind, book that I might not be in favorable with.
And I think of it as if I have a house, what the portrait in my living room may be this big, nice portrait that's super popular, but it may not be. I'm not going to have the same portrait in my bathroom or in my other room or this room. I think every portrait gives a different energy, a different feel. And you may not like this portrait over here, but you may like this portrait over here. And you may think this portrait over here is like my best work.
It speaks to me.
Yeah, exactly. So that's how I look at artists. That's how,
That's a good way to look at it.
Yeah. So, yeah. But other than that, Will, you have anything you want to say about artists not being able to make music?
No, I didn't say they cannot make music. Just make good music.
Oh,
that's all I'm saying. Because sometimes the music that they've been releasing and some of these albums have not been as good. I'm just being honest. I love our legacies, but some of your music that y'all been putting
And then
out
you got to
is not that
realize
good.
people's voice is not the same.
I'm not expecting that. I'm not expecting to hear it
Because
when
what if
you
a
first came
person,
out.
you don't want nobody to be trying to sound young either. We don't want that.
Yeah, no, I like. Don't get me wrong. I like the growth.
Right.
Don't get me wrong. Again, the music just has to be good. If your music is not that good, I'm sorry. It's just not good to me. To me personally, I'm not speaking
And you
for
have
everybody.
a right to your own opinion.
Because I go again. I go and listen. I'm going to go in to give it the listen, right? But I'm like, do I want to go back and revisit this? No. It was solid. I gave it a listen, but
I mean, I feel that way about current music sometimes.
Well, that's all current music. No shade, to be honest.
But anyway,
that's why we end up just listening to our nostalgia music.
Right. But yeah, do your music for you. That's what I'm gonna end on. No matter what age you at, no matter what stage of your career you at, you make your music for you. If you love it, that's all that matters.
But if you're trying to sell albums, make sure we love it too.
Who sells albums nowadays? But
at least the singles,
right?
That's all. Because all you need is a hot single,
right? But other than that, tell us what y'all think down in the comments. Make sure y'all like, comment, and subscribe, and share, and all that good stuff. And peace out.
Bye, y'all.